Welcome to Industry Gossip. My name is Manish Kata, and with me I have our CMO, Christopher Norton, and we are ready to spill some tea.
All right, so Riskalyze has launched a new product called Discovery, enabling advisors to search the vast universe of securities by risk score, Riskalyze zone GPA, and more. Underrated or overrated?
I think this is underrated. I had a chance to watch the video they put out. I need to be able to dive in and get a demo of the tool myself. Maybe Aaron Klein, when you're watching this, hook me up with the demo. I thought it was pretty awesome, like to be able to go in there and dig down on the security level and do the filtering. A lot of the other software pieces make it very difficult to sift through different securities, and it was very clean in classic Riskalyze style. The UI was very straightforward and really well done. I think the one thing they're going to struggle with or try to figure out is how to price for this. Right now it's included in the plans. However, data is very expensive. And so down the line, they're going to either have to up their prices or figure out some sort of level to compensate for that. I'm sure it's costing them an arm and leg to put this out. But kudos to them. I think it's underrated, and it just adds to the fantastic tool that they already have.
All right, Pershing has launched a new Pershing X business unit that will, quote, design and build innovative solutions for the advisory industry, that's specific, and also accelerate Pershing's delivery of consumer-grade digital experiences to its clients as well as the broader marketplace. Underrated or overrated?
This is overrated. This, by the way, is not the first time that's happened. I think Schwab and Fidelity also came out with similar tools. And essentially what they're trying to do is they're trying to replace the Orions of the world, Advisons of the world, and saying, look, if you come custody with us, we will provide all this technology for you. The problem is they're behind, right? In order to create this from scratch is going to be a huge endeavor. And secondly, what if you're a multi-custodian? What if you have 3 or 4 different custodians? Is Fidelity going to send data to Pershing and be happy about that? I just think there's a reason why this has never worked before, and I think it's going to fall on deaf ears. They're going to put a lot of money into it. Yes, it'll improve their technology, but I'm not sure advisors really want their custodian to have every piece of technology in there, because frankly they like certain pieces of various technology providers. So I don't know. I've seen this movie before, and it hasn't ended well. So I don't think this is going to be any different.
I'd like kudos for not doing something ridiculous with the name Pershing X. Okay, in acquisition news,
Acquisition Watch.
Docupace has acquired PreciseFP, the award-winning client onboarding solution. Underrated or overrated?
This is between underrated and properly rated. I think a couple points here. Number one, the client onboarding software that's available today for advisors is putrid. And I know a lot of times it's the custodian that gets in the way of that, but I haven't seen any piece of technology that has nailed the onboarding. Even your largest portfolio management systems that are out there don't even offer onboarding because they don't even bother attempting. So PreciseFP, yes, is probably the better ones when it comes to acquiring client data and onboarding. And we'll see how Docupace kind of integrates it. You read the press release and it's the same buzzwords that make you want to barf, right? End-to-end solutions, holistic, total, seamless workflows, yada yada yada. In reality, we have to see how it works and how they're going to play with the custodians, because otherwise you're gathering all this data, but you can't open an account, so who cares? So I think I'm excited that onboarding is front and center, and I think this news is good, and I hope they do something with the onboarding tool PreciseFP, but actions speak louder than words, so we got to see how this plays out.
Well, in more acquisition news, Orion Advisor Solutions has again gotten out their checkbook, and this time gobbled up BasisCode Compliance. Underrated or overrated?
This is another one that's properly rated. There's 2 main points here. Number one is, yes, the checkbook keeps coming out. They are now, acquiring every different corner of an RIA desktop to own that space, and number one, have sticky clients, right? You have hidden levers. So now you have the proposal tool, you have financial planning and a client portal and advisor, and now the BasisCode Compliance. Now they have all the data. They have hidden levers that can run some risk scoring and stress testing. So it's only natural to have a compliance tool as part of the mix. I think where the problem comes is, how are you going to charge for this? Because I think advisors overall, at least the ones I talk to, are just so over the continuous charges for software and the additions and the upgrades. I think most advisors already feel like we pay a lot for software, and yes, it's helpful that they have to keep growing and they obviously have to make money, but where do you draw the line there? So I think it's a good deal for Orion, but how they execute that going forward is going to be important, because listen, they acquired Hidden Levers, and full disclosure, we're a Orion client and a Hidden Levers client, and we've yet to see that kind of meld together. It just keeps getting pushed back. So who knows when this is going to actually roll out and when pricing will be transparent, but only time will tell.
So, speaking of Orion, Morningstar has jettisoned their TAMP software in favor of SMArtX, hoping to better take on the likes of Envestnet and the aforementioned Orion Advisor Solutions. So, underrated or overrated?
This is very underrated. As a TAMP, we talked to a lot of advisors about who they're using, what other TAMP solutions out there. Morningstar never comes up in the conversation. Never. I didn't even know they had a TAMP prior to this news. And there's a reason behind that, because the software that they had, that they were rolling out, was just horrible and no one used it. And so to acquire what I think is one of the better pieces of TAMP software in SMArtX and license their technology, I think it's such a power move, because they're such a behemoth in the industry. They have the assets, they have the eyes with Morningstar Office. I think this is going to really catapult them to the top of the conversation when you talk about the top TAMPs in the industry. And so it's underrated. Kudos to them. They're going to step up, and they made a real big move by getting some really good tech out to their clients.
All right, for our last topic today, I have a special guest joining us. Martina, could you pop in?
I'm over
All right,
here.
I will hand the baton to you.
So, for the final one, Drew Wells debuted as the new co-host of Who Charted this week, posting record-setting viewership for the popular market analysis show. Is this overrated or underrated?
You guys are all assholes, number one. Number two, this is such overrated news. Listen, he is still riding on my coattails. Jordan retired, and he's just coming in and stealing my sizzle. So let's see if he can keep it up. I doubt it, and so I'm gonna have to put him in his place and make a come back like Jordan 45.
So that will do it for Industry Gossip. We will see you back next month, where maybe, just maybe, I'll replace Christopher from now on.
Yes.
So don't forget to subscribe, and let's see what happens. Bye.
Thank you.